Hey guys, this video is way overdue. I said in the last kind of update I was going to be doing a weekly, bi-weekly Vanlife UK update, but it hasn't really panned out that way. It's been winter and there hasn't been anything to really report. I haven't really been doing anything. It's been freezing. I've had some real heat issues. I've had the fire service called on me. I've had the police called on me. Yeah, it's been a weird couple of months. But anyway, I'll stop babbling and the video will tell the story of my 2.5 months of UK van life so far. I think a recap's in order. So I converted an ambulance into a camper van and toured around Europe for 8 months. Then the gearbox broke, so I had to come home. The clutches started making some really interesting noises. The prospect of repairing the gearbox abroad with money being tight wasn't really an option. Please, make it! So I made the grueling 700-mile limp all the way home back to England. The van amazingly made it home. And then I set about repairing the gearbox and all the many things that I'd broken on the trip. Due to funds being low, I can't just shoot straight back off to Europe and go for another trip. It was quite clear that I needed a job and I needed to put my head down for about a year and save up for round 2. Now I was going to go down the route of renting a place and having somewhere to live, but this didn't really fall into the plan of save as much as I can and spend as little as I can. So this is why I basically decided to stay in the van. I'd lived in it for 9 months around Europe. It's become my home, so why not continue in the UK? There's a few arguments against that in this video, but not enough to put me off just yet. Anyway, here we go. First night, first spot, I found an old road that has been discontinued. And some delightful person has fly tipped this, which is wrong. However, we are in winter. I'm cold, so free firewood. Yeah, we'll just have to see what this place is like. It's in the middle of nowhere. There is a road going on. It's busy at the minute, but it is rush hour, so hopefully later on tonight that's a bit quieter. This place is also 10 minutes away from my work, so I can just bomb up this track, which you can't even see. It's so dark. Yeah, 10 minutes from work, so just bomb up the track, straight onto the dual carriageway and to work. So yeah, night 1 of full-time van life.
This is the only way I can see Lance on our dog walks at night. Go on then, go on. Because you can't see anything else.
I picked the wrong time to start living in a van. Someone's enjoying it though. I do love this spot. It's well out of the way. A little noisy in the day with the road, but at night it's quiet. But it's just the fact I've got this field. Lance can just have a run around in the mornings, and it's only 10 minutes from work, so it's like 8:10 now. He's going to get a good 20-minute run around, and I can still get to work 20 minutes early and have my coffee and catch up and that. You could just do with it being a bit warmer. Oh. You're on the wrong side, Frost. So this morning I broke my windscreen wiper. Froze to the windscreen, and today it's decided now to snow. Worst possible time to snow. However, work has let me borrow one of their windscreen wipers off a Volkswagen T5, but it's better than now, isn't it? So I'm gonna fit that for now. Oh, look at it. This is gonna be a cold night. There we are. You'd never know. It fits perfectly, and considering my Mercedes one broke, I might just buy Volkswagen ones. Oh, Lance, what is this? Oh, seriously? Oh, it's going to be a cold, wet night now, isn't it? Night 2. Got the log burner on, full whack. Slowly warming the van up. And feet are still frozen. But yeah, we're getting there. Oh, just cooking a bit of food. Yeah, I'm quite enjoying it. I mean, it's still pretty new, pretty fresh. I'm just going to close that because I'm getting smoked out. Today's Thursday, which means one more day of work. And then I've got a weekend. My first weekend in the van. So I'm going to go and see some friends, I think. But yeah, it's going alright so far. One thing that is playing on my mind a little bit, and that is how people around here, locals, are gonna kind of take to me living in a van. It shouldn't. It never has bothered me travelling. It's never really bothered me at all. You know, it's one of them. We live in the 21st century. People are doing all sorts of weird things. People my age and younger are just struggling to do things like pay rent and buy houses and stuff like that. Me, it's an option. I could go and rent a place. I could go and technically buy a house. I just don't want to yet. I don't know what I want yet. Part of me wants to just buy land as a base in Portugal or Spain or somewhere. I'm still not stoked about being back in the UK, to be honest. And the thought of buying a place and getting a mortgage here and being locked down in the UK. Yeah, no, I don't like that idea. I don't really like it at all. So this is the bit you never see. The constant amount of time I just don't know what to say. I'd say 90% of everything I do is me going, and then I chop it all together and it makes me look like I'm, able to talk like a normal human being. I build him a nice bed. He still sleeps on the sofa. Come back. There we go. No. Oh, for f***'s sake. Yes. There I am. And now there's a light in my way. My filmography is shit.
There are certain spatial issues with having a dog in a van. These are one of them. Get your balls off my arm.
I had the fire service call to my van again. I shouldn't laugh. It's not ideal, but it's not something I can really help. So about 10 minutes ago, I had a bit of a bad feeling about where I was parked, and I thought, nah, do you know what? I'm gonna go. And as I got into the cab, there was 2 women on a phone, and I was thinking, what are they doing? Assuming police. But what I hadn't realised is the new logs that I've bought from work, which, I mean, that in itself that's another story for probably tomorrow. These new logs are quite smoky. So as I left, I kind of went down to this roundabout to turn around and come back on myself. And as I did that, I saw in my rear view mirror a fire engine pulling up basically where I was. Obviously, I shut the log burner down, and there was, it was safe by that point. The smoke had stopped and everything. Not ideal. I feel bad about the fire service having their time wasted. But like I say, it's not... I guess on my part, I need to just find places more out of the way. But I suppose now there is more and more people in the same position as me. I see a lot of vans now with log burners. So, I don't know, maybe we need a public service announcement. If you see a van on fire, is it really on fire? Or has it got a chimney? If it's got a chimney, don't call the fire brigade. It's gonna pull you off the bed. Oh, just 5 more minutes. Morning. Another morning in paradise, except it's not paradise. It's a Sainsbury's car park. How homeless do I feel right now? I got back late last night, back into Coventry. I drove back at like 2 in the morning from Oxford, visiting a friend. And yeah, I got this far and just thought, I can drive no more. I can drive no more. So yeah, pulled into Sainsbury's car park. But there's a McDonald's just over there, so you know. Right, it's really cold today and I'm slowly losing the will to do anything. So I'm gonna have a coffee break. Proper coffee. Yep, that's dirty washing. This is a lived-in van. Get over it. I'm running low on the coffee granules. That's the stuff I got abroad, so I'm not gonna get it again, and I'm a bit gutted about that. Onto the milk. Oh, proper coffee. Yep. I was just playing Red Dead Redemption 2, right in it, as you do. I mean, oh man, I was robbing this bloody car, everyone was shooting me, I was running away. And then the little alarm went, the 240 cut off, and the whole screen and PS4 just went bloop, off. Batteries, man. Living on a battery in the winter. I don't even know if they're charging at the minute. My 12 volts, I've had to put the light on my phone because they've dropped down. I need to turn it off in a minute to save the battery. They're not charging properly, and now the 240's not lasting anywhere near as long. I don't know if the cold is at the batteries and then just not charging when I'm driving. Oh, I can't believe my game just turned off, man. Oh, I left my guy in the field. He's alone. There's nothing I can do about it. Oh well, I need to turn the lights off. I'll be going by firelight. In fact, I'm going to do it right now because they're dimming loads. And just like that, now I'm actually in the 1800s. Thought I was being really clever getting Lance's food on subscription on Amazon. 15 kilogram bag, thought wicked, month's worth of food. I don't have a kitchen, utility room, anything like that. I have this cupboard and it doesn't fit. Where am I going to put this giant bag of dog food? Oh shit. So having nice light colours in the van does have its downsides. Lance! Soaking wet, tail splashing everything, hitting everything. You get in the place, buddy. But it's alright. Because tennis ball, innit? Doesn't give a shit. Stay out there. Lance, roll over. Roll over. Oh my god. What am I going to do with you? Just a little ways down the field from where I'm parking the van quite regular. There's this little area of this field. It's so picturesque. Horses over there. Lance likes to go for a dip when it's not too cold, when I let him. I just tend to come down here and listen to podcasts or chill out. A little refuge from the world.
Dude, it's winter.
So tonight outside it's about 0. It's not as cold as it has been, but it's still pretty cold. I've got the log burner on the go. I've had the diesel heater on and I've had to turn that off and that down because it's just sweltering in here. I do feel like I'm cheating a little bit. I've got 2 heat sources. I can play my PlayStation. I'm not really doing the whole simplistic, rugged, rough winter survival thing. I'm about to play Red Dead Redemption. But you know, that's what I built my van for. I wanted to nerd out and stay warm. I've got these heat logs. It is compacted sawdust waste product, and they just crush them down into these little briquettes. I'll stack a few of these on top of each other, and then it'll see it through. I can shut the log burner down, and in the morning it's actually still going, so the van's still warm. So yeah, I think I've got the whole morning freezing issue out the way, which is good because this week we're due to get snow from Tuesday to Friday, and trying to get up for work in this van when it's cold. Oh, it's not nice. So I ordered a small bag of these recycled log things from the CNC company at work, and today they dropped it off. And let's just say that my version and their version of small bag is very different. First the dog food, now I have this to contend with.
The after work dog walk with Lance. Drop it then. Good boy. And for the first time in, I can't remember how long, it's still bright and a little bit sunny. Winter is almost over.
It's been an interesting night. I was parked on this really out the way lane a couple of miles from my friend's house. I'm going to see them tomorrow. And there's this car that kept coming up and down. Kept stopping, driving back off again, stopping, driving off again. Bearing in mind, I'm set quite far off this track. And then the last time he come down, he actually turned off the road and just put his full beams on the van. And so I thought, okay, what's going on here? Pause the TV. I could hear him get out of the car and he was on his phone. And all I could hear is, "Hi, can I have the police, please? There's this really weird van parked up on this lane, and there's smoke coming out of it. And I think he's fly tipping. He might be robbing. It might be like a robbery attempt of a field, I guess. It's a little bit concerning for safety." And I was just thinking, you absolute bellend. And he got halfway through my reg when I swung the door open, in dressing gown, lance in one hand, coffee in the other, like, "Can I help you, buddy?" This bloke shit his pants. All I wanted to do is like come over, have a chat, you know, settle the situation, wonder why he's decided a van being parked in a country lane is calling the police worthy. But no, he just proceeded to shit himself and go, there's someone in it, and stumble into his car, not giving me any eye contact, got in his car and wheels spun off. There's now a big 11 where he sped off, where this track was. So he caused more damage to the area than I did. Maybe I should call the police on him. But yeah, it kind of put a bit of a down on the night. I was nice and chilled out. I had to move, and now I'm in some industrial estate. I mean, this guy clearly had nothing better to do with his life. It was quite funny seeing his reaction though when I kind of come out. I mean, I don't think I'm an aggressive looking guy, and this guy's made me feel like some sort of troll. I don't know, it's put me in a bit of a funk, but it's just England, isn't it? Lots of people here just fear absolutely everything. They just need to go outside a bit more. So starting this in New Year, starting it around the winter time, it's it's been shit. It's been horrible. I mean, I could kind of like say, oh well, you know, I've had the fire on, it's been warm and cozy and la la la. No, I'm still riddled with man flu that I cannot shift. Getting up in the morning in a freezing cold van and trying to get your crap together to get to work, it's horrendous. A few nights I'd managed to get good solid logs in the log burner, get it shut down to just the right point and have it so it's burning right and it's burnt through the night and kept a bit of heat in the van for the morning. But that's quite a hard thing to do on that. It's quite a basic log burner, so getting it just right to burn through the night is really hard. So most mornings I was waking up freezing. Then there comes the whole thing having Lance. So it's wet, it's miserable outside. I have no utility room, I have nowhere to kind of put Lance until he's dried. He just comes in and gets everything muddy, including my bed. Lance's tail never stops. So when that thing's wet, it's just spraying water everywhere. All along the units, on the TV, he's got a few splashes. I mean, there's even a few spots on the ceiling. So that's been pretty tough, and that's still something I'm dealing with now with Lance. And it's just one of them. I can't get angry with Lance about it, I can't blame anything. But it's just really frustrating when every single day your house is just getting covered in crap. Another challenge I've been tackling is power. So like I said, all my spots are 10 to 15 minutes drive from work. That means I'm only driving 20 minutes to half an hour a day. There's no sun, so there's no solar. So my electricity has been pretty bad. I've got a new battery in there now because the trip killed a battery, and that's starting to suffer. I'm getting really worried that I'm letting that drop too much too often, and a brand new battery is going to be getting damaged. So to overcome that, basically I've just been having to like take the long routes home or leaving the van running for a little bit with my super high-tech bit of wood to rev the van up a little bit to turn the engine into like a generator. It's not great for the engine, I don't like to do it for too long, but at the minute I haven't really got a choice. Things like water and emptying the toilet, that's either I go to a campsite and either do that, or work's pretty damn good with stuff like that, and they'll let me pull the hose outside and fill the van up with water when I need it. So I can still shower, I can still have a drink for me or Lance, I can still cook, you know, boil things. It's hard enough living through the winter anyway. You go to work, it's dark, you get out of work, it's dark, you've got no energy, it's horrible and cold, it's boring. So to do that in a 3 by 2 metre box, it's had its challenges. This is the reason why I haven't really posted anything, because I haven't been doing anything. So yeah, winter's been pretty tough, but it's almost over. The sun is now out until 7 o'clock. It's getting warmer. Last week the weather was scorching, it was beautiful. The sky is blue. The skylight here is directly above the bed. So when I wake up, I can look straight up and see exactly what kind of day it is. And if it's grey and miserable like it's been every bloody day since January, my day starts bad. It has that effect on me. Grey, miserable sky, I'm like, oh, great. But a couple of mornings last week and this morning, I woke up to beaming blue sky, and it just changes everything. It makes you think today's going to be a good day. So I'm really excited to, you know, start getting some good weather, have longer days where I can get home from work and still actually do things, and start venturing out. The van itself is doing all right now. Winter's not been kind on it, I'm not going to lie. I've been fixing so many little niggly things that I haven't been recording or doing anything with them because they're just not interested. It's just little stupid things that have gone wrong.
Ah, you wanker.
When we had all the snow,
Snow managed to find its way into one of the top lights. We're shorting out all the wire into the rear lights, popping fuses. It was down to just water getting into the lights because there was smashed bits on them. So bought 2 new lights, and that's now fixed. There's an ongoing air suspension problem. I found 4 leaks on the system now. It's a really overcomplicated system because it's an ambulance. I mean, there must be 50 joints on it, so going around trying to do the whole fairy liquid water trick on it, see the bubbling, it's pretty difficult. So just start going around all the connections, and this one here, as you can see, is not quite seated and it's bubbling pretty bad, which is letting all the air out and dropping the van overnight. So I'm going to get that sorted, but guaranteed there'll be at least 3 more of these because there's connections bloody everywhere on this system. But I found 4 leaks, sorted them out, but it's still leaking. So I kind of need a ramp now to take the actual airbags off and check the connectors on them. Throughout the winter it's been a bit, fix one thing, 2 other things have gone wrong. And that's got a little frustrating, but overall I've been enjoying it. Financially, so I said by next February I need my savings together, and so far I've managed to save about £150, purely because I'm putting money onto other things. I've got this that keeps going wrong and I keep having to buy bits for. I've got a classic minivan that I'm trying to sell, but it's failed in its MOT for a few things that I'm now getting garages to do, and then garages aren't doing their job properly, so that's costing me a lot of money. So last week I set myself a budget, because at the end of the day I've chose to live in the van so that I don't have to pay rent and bills and save up quicker so I can get back out and travel. There's no point in really doing all this if I'm not doing that. So that's my next real task, to kind of pull in more money. And again, the videos, I get paid from YouTube to do the videos, so I should really be doing more of those so I can put that money away into my savings. So I think it all boils down to, now that it's, Jesus, I think my van's about to blow over, but I'm blaming it all on winter. Lack of motivation, hibernation mode. Once spring's here, all will change. So that's how the past 2 months have gone. It's proper hurricane out there. I'm gonna go so I can batten down the hatches. If you've got any comments or questions, feel free to drop them down in the comments. Feel free to like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ah, my leg's gone dead. I can't turn the camera. This is so unprofessional. Thanks for watching.